Hello fine folk, welcome to the channel, and today I have purchased the Great War Western Front, and we are going to have a look at the campaign mode and then perhaps look at the other modes as well. So this is completely new to me, so all we need to do first of all before I start is make sure my graphics are ready. So then go to video, and we've got DirectX 11 or 12, and I'll say no. We don't want to start the game. Full resolution, full screen. We want 60 frames a second, and with VSync. What else we got? Ultra high, ultra high. Yeah, everything's good, so we're done. So we are going to click on campaign. I've turned the music down, which is really loud. And let's see what this game is like. So we've got to do a campaign select. So I want to do the tutorial. So let's do the tutorial first. What's the mod campaign? Okay, we haven't got a mod installed. Let's do tutorial. Makes sense. Click on that one. And start the tutorial. After remaining neutral for 7 years, America is prodded into action by sunken ships and a disturbing telegram. And the Americans coming into the war like they usually do at the last minute. Sorry. Anyway, let's start the tutorial. After remaining neutral for 7 years, America is prodded into action. Chapter 1, the Americans arrive. Better late than never. America remained neutral through most of World War II, supplying aid but not taking part in combat. However, Germany's increased attacks on American ships began to sway many in the government. When the British revealed the Zimmermann telegram to the Americans, in which Germany offered to return American territory to Mexico if they would become allies and attack the US, it was the last straw. So, continue.
I lied about my age and joined up when I was 17. Looking back, I was just a foolish boy looking for glory on the battlefield. The enemy had sunk our ships and tried to turn Mexico against us, and they had to pay. My platoon arrived in France in April of 1918. General Pershing organized our troops. My unit was assigned to a French contingent for training. None of us had any experience with the new way of fighting, and the trench lines were a bit of a shock.
Well, that was very authentic. The footage, that was good. So, bonjour, I am Lieutenant Colonel André Laurent. Welcome to France. I understand you are eager to fight, but this is the Western Front. The trenches are no place for the inexperienced. The top of the visor box contains information or story content, while the lower box will contain specific how-to information. Click the check button to advance to the next step. Okay? I didn't know it at the time, but Laurent has been in the Battle of the Somme. You could see a kind of distance in his eyes, though he didn't let it show in his voice. Advisor, review in the past. You can click the left and right arrows to review any previous dialog boxes. Be advised, the tutorial will sometimes lock the camera. When it does, you'll see a camera symbol in the lower right corner of the screen, which is here. Remember to click the check button to advance to the next. So that goes back here, okay. Okay, let's go. This is the theatre map, which depicts the Western Front, including regions of France, Belgium, Luxembourg and Germany. And each region shows a controlling faction. Okay, so I'm assuming that is by the flags. So that's the French control. That's German control. Okay. The map is divided into hexagonal areas called regions. All regions in the map begin under the control of either the Allied nations or the Central Powers. The Allied nation region hexes are highlighted in blue. Okay, blue? Are they? Are these blue? Yeah, I don't know. And the Central Powers are highlighted in red. Not all of it though, is it? Oh, is it? No, because if you move a mouse over, it's white. But I suppose they're red here. Okay. I will be blunt. The Russian treaty with Germany has freed up nearly 50 divisions of German infantry to be transferred to the Western Front. Your men are needed to shore up the line and push back against this new threat. The theatre map, the front line. The front line is where the combat happens. Regions can only initiate attacks on adjacent hexes. As you capture or lose regions, the front line will adjust position. So this is the front line, I'm assuming. Okay. Our civilians see this German spring offensive as something to worry about. A worrying civilian is one who does not support the war and begins doubting that we can win, even talking about surrender. Okay. National will represents the feelings of the home nations towards the war, how likely they are to enlist, buy war bonds, or support the war effort in general. National will is one way to win the game. The first faction to push the enemy to zero will win. Will wins. National will push the enemy to zero. National will wins. Okay, so this is the national will score, the Central Powers, and that's the national will score of the Allied nations, and they're both 125. And it's a measure of an alliance's willingness to continue the war. If an alliance will is reduced to zero, they lose the war. Okay, so one of these goes to zero, they lose the war. Right. While this army can't worry about the feelings of the civilians, the threat of new German manpower is not something to dismiss. If you are not vigilant, Germany could reach Paris. Here's Paris, the capital of France. The second way to win the game is to capture the region containing the faction's command HQ. For the Allies, the command HQ is Paris. For the Central Powers, the command HQ is Krosnach. I didn't know that, actually. I never knew that. Okay. But Paris is still a long way from the front lines, and we will never let Germany get close. Theatre map navigation. You can move the camera using the WASD keys, and they can be remapped in the game options. The arrow keys or holding the middle mouse button. So you can do that a couple of ways. I think the middle mouse button is a good way of doing it as WSD keys. The arrow keys are okay for some people who are used to using those. Good that they've got those three different options. Move the camera left to select the Paris region. Okay. Right. Germany can try to reach Paris, but we will never let them through. We will make sure that your American forces are trained to aid us in this defense. Region stars. So we see that Paris has got how many stars? 5 stars. And each region has a defense rating measured in stars. When you attack a region, achieving a great victory removes 1 star. Right, so once the final star is removed, the region becomes yours. 1 star regenerates per turn for the owning faction as long as no combat occurs in the region. So the stars regenerate. 1 star regenerates per turn for the owning faction as long as no combat occurs in the region. Okay, so it will regenerate even if you lose one. Is that right? So you've got to keep attacking, really, because if you don't attack, then the star regenerates. Okay. Paris is also our central hub for new recruits and the manufacturing of munitions, including tanks and aircraft. So this is what it's pointing at. Regions bonuses. Some regions have inherent bonuses or features. Paris, for example, has both the command HQ and a deployment bonus, which means all new friend troops begin in this region. You can see any bonuses in the region selection panel. Where's that? Yeah? Is that it? What's the region selection panel then, guys? Not sure. No units. Regional supply. Supply pipeline. Is it these maybe? Oh, regional abilities are... How stupid I am. So they're the abilities. We've got care packages, clothing, food and other items to boost morale and removes battle fatigue. Counter intel. Removes any active enemy espionage missions in the target and prevents new ones for the duration of the counter intel. Reveals number and type of all military units in all enemy regions. And reveals all structures as well as the current supply of all enemy regions. Okay, so they're the abilities. Our forces begin in Paris to be deployed to the front line. Once we get you organized, your men will be deployed in the same fashion. Units and companies. So it's pointing me to these icons. Military units can be moved on the map. Units have different names but act the same way. For example, an infantry corps and tank battalion are both units. Each unit contains a selection of smaller groups called a company. The type of companies found in a unit are not always the same. For example, an infantry corps can contain multiple infantry types and artillery. So as you can see there, they got different types of people in there. Okay? So soldiers, I mean. So it seems that this is a trial by fire. This will be a trial by fire. I had hoped to have more time for drills, but orders are orders. Protect yourselves. Okay. So the events overview. Objective events are optional requests that grant a reward if completed within the time limit in turns. Objective events are just one type of event that can occur during the campaign. So here's an objective event. Intel is expecting a German assault. French command requests that the newly arrived Americans be moved up to reinforce the French forces located at Chateau Thierry. So we've got to move 3 American infantry corps to Chateau Thierry and move 2 French battalions, tank battalions, to Chateau Thierry. Then we'll get 750 gold, 30 national will, which we'll add it here, and it'll take 1 turn. Okay. So you will see the orders with the influx of new German forces. There are too many gaps in our line. Your job is to fill them. In the campaign, there's no penalty for failing to complete an objective event other than not receiving the reward. That's good to know. In general, the rewards will be worth the effort, but it's entirely up to you. Click View Objective to close Accept Event, which will select Chateau Thierry. Here we go. So Chateau Thierry is this icon here, and I've also got it down here. It's got 4 stars, but it's on 3. Our forces have been fighting bravely, but they have had little rest or peace for a long time. I am sure that your reinforcements are a welcome sight to them all. Regions, missing stars, as we just noticed they are missing stars. You must achieve a victory of great victory level in combat to remove a star from a region. When a region is lost, any defender will retreat to the nearest friendly region. Some units, such as siege artillery, cannot be moved in a retreat and are lost. Okay. So, we have designated the Les Mureaux region as staging ground for the American forces. Any American units will begin there. Where's Le Mur? Okay. So this is where they're going to start. The Americans are going to start. Regions, deployment zone. Remember that each nation has its own deployment region for bringing in troops. New troops and supplies as shown in the bonuses section. Where's the bonuses section? The deployment regions are Kreuznach for Germany, Paris for France, Calais for Britain, and Les Mureaux for America. Okay, so there'd be 1, 2. We can't see the UK at the moment, can we? Oh yeah, there's Calais. Okay, Calais, Paris, Les Mureaux, and where's that German one gone? It was somewhere. Ah, there. Okay, let's select Les Mureaux. Okay, units. Units are displayed on the map as stacks of 4 types: infantry, tanks, aircraft, and siege artillery. All present units are shown in the region. So at the moment, if we go over there, we see 20 infantry, I think. 2, I'm not sure those are artillery, and 1 artillery and 1 artillery. Is it? I don't know. Left click on unit will add it to the units to move box. So hang on, let's do this again. All present units are shown in the region pane. Left click on unit will add it to the units to move box.
We have new orders.
Oh, we are units to move. While right clicking adds the entire stack. Okay, so it's added the entire stack, look. Okay. While clicking directly on your stack on the world map will also select and add the whole stack. Okay, so we've done that. Select 3 infantry corps.
Stand by for orders.
No.
Ready yourselves.
Okay, so got 3, look. When it said infantry corps, I thought there was artillery in there. Okay, so we did 3. So right clicking on the target region will automatically move the select units to the destination. So we need to click on the Chateau Thierry. So right click, and there they go. So they've gone here like these Americans. Units of the same type stack on the map, even if they are of different nationalities. So that's why they look like they're stacked. Whichever nationality is in the majority will appear on the top of the stack. So in our case, it looks like it's the Americans, or is it the French? It's the French, because... Or is it the British? I don't know. I can't tell. Is that French? I don't know. I think it's French. Okay, so select Chateau Thierry. Yeah, it is French, because here we are. It shows you down here. Despite the language barrier, our soldiers seem to get along. Your soldiers will be retired from the transfer, so they'll be on defensive duty only for now. Units attack or move. Units can either move or attack once per turn. Your units can defend whether they are moved or attacked, but if you initiate an attack, only those units that haven't moved can participate. Alright, so that those American soldiers just moved won't be able to participate. You cannot attack from a single region more than once per turn. Okay, I had a little French from high school, but learning a language in the classroom was a whole lot different than being surrounded by it. The common soldiers seemed to get on great, but the officers seemed frustrated. They would exchange information and coordinate attacks, but they wouldn't take orders from each other. So, regions, unity of command. Mixing units from different nationalities in the same region can reduce morale. Of course it can. There are 3 groups. Britain, Canada, Australia and India form Group 1. France is Group 2 and America is Group 3. If units from more than one group are in the same region, all units suffer a minor morale penalty. Belgium can stack Groups 1 and 2, which is going to be France and Britain. Central Powers does not suffer from disunity of command, because obviously it's just Germans. Okay. If you haven't shown your orders, remember to check your logbook. Ah, here. So there's our logbook. Okay. We realize that it will take time for your heavy armaments to get across the Atlantic. For now, I have taken the liberty of requisitioning some of our tanks for your use. I have heard that your men have taken a liking to them. So tanks of all types can be stacked together similar to infantry. Remember, you can select the entire stack directly on the map, or you can select the region Paris and left click to add the individual tanks.
En attente de nouveaux ordres.
So, move the selected tank from Paris to Chateau Thierry.
En route.
So, we've done it. We've moved the tanks, and the additional force will be more than enough to defend the area. So we've moved the 3 American Infantry Corps, we moved 2 French tank battalions, and we have got our result, hopefully. And there we go. So we got our willpower and our reserve. I think the money as well, wasn't it? Okay, so preparation for battle, and we shall do that in episode 2. See you in the next episode, where we will do the preparation for battle.